This time, Neil has the advantage. So in we go now. Mask Link running around with his team, and here we go again. Piggy Boyz looking for that invade. Now again, like we said again, if you look on the minimap in the bottom right corner, you do see that Greenwings decided to opt for a very defensive strategy. They decided not to invade, and no wards have been placed. Actually, they did place a ward into that river brush, so they do see the invade coming, and they are pinged out. And instantly, they decided not to go for it, so.
Yep, just get the ward on the red, get an idea of where Grack Street's going to be starting, and set up for your jungle start.
So very quiet last time. We saw a lot more fire, I want to say, out of these teams. And this time they decide not to opt for that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they pull that off. Man, although I did like the invades last time. It was fun to watch the
invades. Counter invades were pretty funny to watch.
Yeah. It almost looked like a beautiful dance.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it, because they almost danced their way to stardom there by dancing around each other with the invades. So if they can pull it off, because this actually bodes well for Piggy Boyz. If Neil can stay in relative distance of Maokai at all points in CS and advantage in terms of all that, that will mean so much more in the last game. Because remember, last time it was Kha'Zix getting ahead by constantly and over again punishing Neil for making these mistakes. And there we go. You were talking about they're using that shield to get a little bit extra damage, as well as proccing the, saving bonus as well. So, keep that offset going.
It's almost as if Lulu is doubling as a Janna shield right now.
And it's not a bad choice to do.
And Dream is actually pretty low in this Maokai lane, and Grack Street
is there. He is sitting right on the side and actually might back off. I don't know. He is Rengar though, deciding against it. Yeah, has to back off. Maokai decided, this is a pretty bad spot to be in. So now the question is, who's gonna make the first move? This is what we were talking about. And the best part about this is at level 16, we get the mini game. We get the mini game, boys. And ladies out there, sorry, didn't mean to exclude that, but so the mini game, for some people that don't know, because it's just recently come up since Rengar and Kha'Zix are being picked so highly, the mini game is an extra added bonus when you face Kha'Zix and Rengar due to lore in the League of Legends history. So Kha'Zix and Rengar are both hunters, and they both want to kill each other. So in the game itself, you actually get a little extra if one kills the other. Once you hit level 16, that is.
Yes.
So, if Kha'Zix kills Rengar, he gets an extra evolution, which Kha'Zix uses to evolve his abilities and deal extra ability movement and whatnot. On the other side, if Rengar wins the fight, he gets an extra 5% damage as well as 5 damage.
Yeah.
Which is huge, if you think about it. He actually scales very well. Can't talk right now. Dem Boys gets locked up, gets so much damage plopped onto him. And this is what we were talking about. You attack when his cooldowns are down.
Yes. When he is
reloading, sorry.
Trying to run away.
And there we go again, taking so much damage, but
good.
Yeah, definitely good. Kept him alive. We're going back to it. Kha'Zix actually gets bonuses every time he kills someone on the map, as long as it's a unique champion. So he kills each person once. Each person gives him a little bit extra damage. And Braddude taking so much damage. Look at that.
This Zillion is really paying off in the mid lane. A little down on CS, but that should equalize due to the wave crashing into his tower. Maybe bring it to a 4 differential.
And wow, look at that. Piggy Boyz said, no, you don't get the CS right now. And that's kind of interesting because Boyz is very low on this gen. He is extremely low, and they were still able to force him off. Kha'Zix is looking for that bot side right now. Looking to possibly gank. He's moving around. They know that this is no wards around. Are they going to go for it? Looks like it's going to happen. Is it going to go down? Another first blood coming about. Almost down.
Ooh.
No. Does survive.
All of the summoners from the Lil Piggy Boyz bot lane.
That's going to be a couple summoners down and a possible repeat gank. Here we go again. They're looking for it. Apathetic just sitting there. And this is what he does so well. I've noticed this. He knows where to be at the proper time. Now, either this is due to his teammates constantly telling him, you know, where to go, where not to go, and what lanes are low, but he has always been at the right spot at the right time. In the bot lane, he actually sat in the bush at the exact moment that Morgana went to try and ward, and he called him out in the rotation. The communication from them is absolutely fantastic. I have nothing else to say about it. But again, he's not off to a roll as fast as he was last time. So can he make it happen again? And this time, it's not going to be off of someone else's mistake. Neil is playing this actually pretty well, although down quite a bit of CS, but he hasn't died. He hasn't gotten forced out of lane specifically. And oh, here we go. Masklink taking a lot of damage. Actually, he's level 6 now, so he can still ult himself. But yeah, Brad Dude looking for that. As soon as you get level 6 on Syndra, you want to try and all in someone. I know this feeling. And it's so much fun when you actually kill someone, but it's damaging. Neil taking so much damage from the minions. Look at that.
I didn't even really think about it in the pick ban phase because I was more just caught off of how weird of a pick it is. Zillion into Syndra actually sounds pretty decent because when she does that burst, like we just saw there, Zillion can just ult himself.
Perfect situation. And actually, the Zillion ultimate will actually come up in time. It actually comes up earlier than Syndra's barrage. So that's actually going to be in favor of Zillion if he can continue landing this damage. Now, if he can, is a big question.
Absolutely.
If he gets, because again, Syndra can still output a lot of damage. 20% bonus true damage if you max your W second is a lot. You get annihilated if you get hit with anything.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be very, very detrimental to see how well he uses it.
You can see here the same thing I talked about with Shin into Nautilus last game is Shin is going to get shoved under his tower a lot simply because he doesn't have the ability to spam and kill the towers. He just has to use that Q to get the extra auto damage to kill off minions, while Maokai can just sit there, clear wave with his spells all day, and Shin's just going to be held under tower, which means that he's going to lose out on minions and possibly even lose his tower if he goes to another side of the map with Stand United.
And the worst part is he's also went for a giant spell. Most Shens will actually go for a Bonnie Cinder for the extra, you know, little push. Little extra damage on the minions and, you know, extra AoE burn. He didn't opt for that, meaning he is completely based on auto attacks to clear out these minions. That's not what you want. And them boys trying to go up, get a little bit of damage. Jin actually getting owned right now.
Down a level.
Yeah. He traded fairly well, but he ate so much damage in return, didn't even get off the full 4th shot, so down quite a bit there as well. Neil missing a taunt.
From the dream.
Yep. Missing a taunt, meaning he will be a little bit safe for a little bit. And there we go, boys hitting again, but they knew exactly how to bait it out. TP's coming in. Rengar is moving around the corner. They might get first blood here. They're looking for it. Bradford getting taken all the way down. Jin taking the shots. First blood going over to Rengar, but Maokai is in the backline. This could be very big. No! Polymorph. No, actually, Wild Growth goes up. This is a big turnaround for Lil Piggies.
Wow.
A 2-for-0 on the back of a very interesting engage, I have to say, from NT Greenwings. Kha'Zix also on the completely opposite side of the map. And that is just heartbreaking. They had the good engage, but they were not expecting the Shen Stand United as well as a Rengar being there. Rengar came out of almost nowhere. They had already burned all the summoners onto Jin because they thought it was only going to be a one-on-one, and they completely turned it around.
Absolutely.
Fantastic job. And that last second Wild Growth to keep Rengar alive in that situation made it so he is now ahead, meaning he has two extra I want to say percentage sets. That is, I believe, 10% extra damage for him at this point.
Yes.
Is it 10? Is it 5% for each person?
It's 5 per charge, I believe.
Yeah, so it is. So it's 5%, so he's at 10%. 30% total if he gets the mini game win as well. But so far, looking in favor of Lil Piggy Boyz, but with that being said, the gold is still even because of the CS differential. If you look down the line, Sivir is ahead, Syndra is ahead, Maokai is very far ahead. That is a problem right now.
Yeah. The Inti Greenwings actually have a 300, almost 400. Actually, it looks like 500 now.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Gold lead, simply off of farm differentials here. They're down 2 kills, and they still have a gold lead without any towers. Just based off of how well they're farming in these lanes.
And that's factoring in as well first blood extra gold as well.
Absolutely.
That's not what you want to see. Now obviously they can't see the gold differences, but it's something to think about. Greg Streak actually might meet a Kha'Zix in the jungle. Look at that health disappeared. Bug squashes the cat. That teaches them to play with that. And unfortunately he goes down. Okay. Yeah, I get a little bit of applause there. That was actually a good one. I'm not on freak level though. I'm working towards it, and I haven't hit it just yet. I'm so sad.
One day.
I got in the first game, you know, Greenwings running the piggies around. That was okay, but it wasn't a punt. I want a full-on good punt. Oh, I'm so sad. Kha'Zix going over the wall, finding them boys again. Look at that. Jin almost taking all the way out. Wild goes good flash over the wall. That is 4 members, very low. But that is coming in. You gotta look. No, Neil gets stopped. And unfortunately, he gets stopped on the tower. But Dream taking so much damage, he could actually win this fight. Neil, are you going to continue? No. Decides not to. Has to get out of the vengeful maelstrom. And Gragstreak actually gets the dragon now. So after all that happens, you have to give credit to Neil actually getting the ultimate off. So in that whole backline, them boys on Jin tried to go in and harass a bit, got caught out a bit as well. And Lulu got caught on the wrong side of the rock. And Neil, what are you doing, my man? That is not good. Underestimated the healing ability of Maokai, and it's Tree Fight's backup points.
That was absolutely beautiful from the Dream. He dodged the Shin taunt with I can't think of Maokai's W. His root. It makes him invulnerable while he's moving to his target, and he dodged through the Shin taunt using that and turned it around onto Neil. If Neil would have landed that taunt, I think Neil would have won the fight.
And it just shows, you know, I have to say this, the inefficiency that Neil is showing right now is a big issue. And he's having a lot of problems, you know, trying to keep up with this Maokai. Dream is putting him through the ropes. And yeah, finally he does pick up the Bombing Cinder, but it's a little bit too late. Maokai's coming back with a full Sunfire Cape and boots. That's not what you want to see. He's going to have such a hard time pushing at this point, because Maokai can now out-duel him.
Yeah.
And even as we're talking, look at this. Apathetic Feeder is up in the top lane again. They've shown this once in game 1. They're going to do it again in game 2. Here we go, in the top side. He's looking for it. They might be getting pressed out. This could be his chance. They're looking for the ward, and there we go. This could easily be another kill. Neil flashing away, has to get under tower and actually makes it. So he is going to survive. This is a TP coming in, though. I don't know if it's going to finish. Masklink actually finishes it because Rengar's in the area. This could easily be a kill. Sandy United going in onto Rengar. He was not even low.
Good
this is not
dodge.
what they wanted. Maokai dodging everything, but Neil is low. Dream, you are still half health. He's going all the way in. Oh, but good chrono shift keeps him alive. He's back up. Gragstreak is in between a rock and a hard place. Has to flash away. Might get away. Bombs are doing damage. Apathetic Feeder is very, very low. Meanwhile, in mid, Syndra's just farming away. Might get first tower. What a ridiculous turn of events right there. And even in the bot lane.
Oh man, Zanuck almost dies to the curtain call.
Yeah. That was a very weird turn of events right there.
That was.
Because I don't really have any other way to say it. Neil decides to teleport or ult onto a Rengar who's full health. No reason to do that. And they lose mid for that. There's absolutely no reason to ult in unless you're trying to get ahead. Get closer. And it's understandable. You want to get closer to the fight, but you lose out on the ultimate. If he had timed it a little bit earlier, Rengar might have been able to dive under tower or something, you know? Yeah. But instead, he decided to waste it and then keep trying to fight a fight where even Maokai is too tanky for them. And they actually, in my opinion, lost that fight very handedly in a 2v3 situation.
Yeah.
Not only did they lose mid lane, but now Syndra's up and farmed handedly, about 20 CS for a mid laner, which is really good. And bot lane, you know, even though they're getting poked out quite a bit like that, and actually them boys actually taking so much damage. Rengar is here. Are they going to go for it? They're looking for it. Oh, teleport coming in, though. They have to back away because Maokai is super strong. But even in the bot lane, I have to say this because we saw Xanath get almost killed in the bot lane. And yet he's still up almost 10 CS.
Yeah.
That's not going to be okay later on. And here we go again in the top side wet noodle fight, but they know the Shen ultimate is down. That's not going to do anything for them. And great. Good spell shield. I wouldn't say great because it's kind of iffy.
Yeah,
now
a
it's
little
down.
wasted.
But here we go again. Rengar. Oh, they're doing a four-man pincer. They're going all in for this one. They do get one kill. They're going for the second. Bradford, you're on the list right there. Frat dude getting picked off. Syndra, you are dead. The Zillion Bomb takes it. And the Mastery emote to boot. That's rude.
That's straight BM.
That is straight BM. And that happens, so Neil actually making it into the fight, catches Bradford, and gets locked up. This is what they want with their comp. Masculine taking 2 home. Oh, that was mean. That was mean. But look, in the top side, tower still goes down, but this is a small win for Lil Piggy Boyz. I think that surprised you even, considering you're like dying over here.
I'm struggling to breathe. But look at the gold. NT Greenwings are still 2,000 gold up because Maokai stayed in that top lane, traded a tower.
I don't think he did it on his own volition. I think he did it solely because he doesn't have teleport.
Well, he canceled his teleport down.
He did?
Yeah.
I thought he didn't. He did? Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm
he was
just
teleporting
bad.
down during the curtain call and he canceled it.
Okay, so I'm just bad. He did cancel it. He already knew it was going to go down, I think, because of how fast the pincer came about. You know, Sivir and Karma, good speed ups, but they got caught out. They got pincered in really, really hard. Jin opened up with a beautiful curtain call, slowing everyone. Picked up 1 kill, actually, so great job on his point. But they do lose 2 towers, so they're down in gold, but this is also, this might put into Greenwings' mind. We have to play a little bit more careful now. Rengar has, I believe, 3 stacks now. I want to say 3, I don't think it is, and Dem Boy's caught out again. Has nothing. And he actually gets an ultimate, but I don't think that's enough. He gets destroyed. I don't think that was necessary. And here we go again. I don't think this is what they want. Everyone's moving around. They're down in 80 carry. They need to leave this fight. Shen is nowhere to be seen. They're looking for it. Masculine gets hit up, gets stunned out. Doesn't get a chance to ult.
Shin actually recalled to try to run to the fight since his ultimate got canceled.
I don't think Neil is as experienced on this Shen as he would like to be. It's definitely hurting his team, how slow he is to rotate, and how he's choosing to ult. And also losing lane to a Maokai that heavily is detrimental almost. And it's just painful to see right now.
Yeah.
So I actually rethinking about it. I think the Giant spell was originally going to go into a Frozen Mallet. He was going to try to go for the slows, try and make it work. But that's something that I don't even think he would want to go for first in the first place.
Yeah.
He has no wave clear in that situation.
In my own opinion, if you're going to build a damage item onto Shin, it should be Titanic Hydra.
And here we go again. Again, this bot lane is getting hit up constantly. Great ultimate, but that's all the ultimates burned. Dem Boyz is still super low. He current calls in the wrong direction, chilling, getting almost taken out. They're trying to survive right now. Frat dude getting in the back line, but Greg Street gets blown up. That is a 1-for-0 in favor of Greenwings.
Man, that Zillion ult onto Jin almost saved his life, but it almost, or actually it didn't do anything.
It didn't, and this is something that's really an issue with these save the ADC comps, or save the jungler comp, whatever you want to call it. Because when you layer your ultimates that heavily, it's the same as if you're laying constant CC on top of each other. If you throw out your ultimates in multiple succession, if they land on top of you, this has actually changed all the way back in Season 2. When you throw your ultimates that quickly in succession, if you're using crowd control, if they hit each other at the same time, the crowd control doesn't stack.
Yeah,
Doesn't,
the weaker
like,
one
extend the
just doesn't do anything.
No, it actually overlaps each other. Meaning, if the CC duration each time is like 2 seconds on both of them, it cancels each other out. It's only like you hit them with one.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to layer it properly so they connect to each other. There was no reason to wild growth Jhin while the Zillion ultimate was on.
Yeah.
And that shows complete lack of communication, I feel.
And it actually put Jhin at an even more dangerous state because he didn't get the health reset off of the Zillion.
Who, Zillion, with full AP, would be a full health Jhin, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, like 70% at least.
And they have to start controlling this. They had a good setup earlier, but now they're losing the lead. Actually, they're doing a Bush tactic setup. This could be a kill onto them boys. They're looking for it, and he might be getting caught out down here. Yeah, he's caught on the wrong side of the map, ladies and gentlemen. He is going down. No, he's not. Shen ultimate goes out, flash away, and he survives. Everyone survives. In the backline, Graxik is going for the Maokai. Maokai, very, very tanky. Oh, Scatter the Weak misses. They're looking for Frat Dude. Frat Dude is full ult, and he gets popped. So Graxik gets down. Now they're going to look for Zillion, getting almost taken out, getting poked out as well. Flashes away, double flashes. Them boys still full health, but he's getting routed. Look at this. Ult goes down. They are kiting this out perfectly. NT Greenwings with the cleanest. Oh, almost clean. But they're looking for it. Neil almost going down. There it is. That was beautifully played.
That was.
From Greenwings. I have nothing else to say to that. They kited that out perfectly.
And it's still going.
And it's still going under the tower. Maokai's such a big rock. They know the ultimate's down. They're just going to give it over.
Boom.
There it goes. I can't specify enough. I have pathetic feeder. You got to leave. But
A little too ham.
going back to that fight, that had to be one of the most well-played fights I think I've ever seen from them. Granted, it was messy. Reason being, they did get a catch onto Jhin. They didn't follow up. Rengar was in the back line, and Frat Dude was then the main target of concern. If you looked on the minimap at that time, Karma was still running down, I believe. Or not Karma, Kha'Zix was running down from mid tower, or bottom lane inner tower.
Yes.
Running straight down. They had to kite it out perfectly, and they did. Rengar went in, couldn't blow up Syndra, got blown up instead, and they kited around the Jhin. Jhin was looking lost in that fight.
Yeah.
He ran in circles, and then just Kha'Zix exterminated him.
We see here Kha'Zix trying to take down
No, he's
two
trying to
camps
give it
at
over to
the same
Syndra.
time.
He was trying to give it over to Syndra.
Oh, I know, but he was trying to start the Gromp as well.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah. But they played that out perfectly, and it made the pigs look silly. And unfortunately, this is something that has to be said about their comp. They have such a great comp, but when you can't target anyone, and like we said, if your carries fall behind, you are useless. It's a no-go for the comp anymore, and this is what we see is happening. Again, handedly dismantled. They are layering, CC on top of each other, scaring them. It's more or less a fear tactic, I would say.
Yeah.
And now they're sitting directly on a ward. Oh, they get it. Okay.
And we actually see what I would call the same problem we saw with the Rengar in our last set of games between Columbia College and just watched this game. Sloth.
There you go.
Thank you. We're seeing the same exact problem that we saw with the Rengar in that game, where he's falling behind and he's not really becoming useful. He's jumping onto the Syndra and still can't burst her.
And as you saw before, Syndra can definitely burst him. And
Yeah.
Neil getting handled by this Maokai. Ninja can't handle the tree. Or the kitty, for that matter. I love that skin. That skin is one of my favorites.
Maokai is fantastic.
It's such a troll, but it's so great. Whenever you see a giant kitten running at you, you just gotta run. You got nothing else for it.
What about Rengar? I guess the
But
same
he's
applies.
a useless kitty at this point.
Yeah.
Maokai is a very good kitty. At just barely any HP, and it's just wrecking. So actually, this is actually very, very sped up. I'm not sure why it's sped up, but oh, that was actually how it's going. I'm very sorry about that. But team fight breaking out right now. Chilling is super low, gets killed by the Syndra. And now Syndra going over the wall, looking for a kill, looking for Mask Link, I think. But wow, that kind of exploded all at once.
Yeah.
I think the Whimsy was on Rengar at that time. I think Whimsy was on Rengar, so it looked like he sped up
It
like
looks
crazy.
really fast.
Yeah, and looks like this dragon is gonna go down. to NT Greenwings. So there you go. Oh, okay. So
Good.
yeah. So we just got heads up from our former member here. A computer decided that Windows was more important than a tournament for money. So, dang you, Windows 10. I think that's what we say to that. But that was, I have to say, NT Greenwings is going to be a force to be reckoned with. When we were coming into this tournament, we were thinking, you see Columbia College and, RMU being the big target focuses. And here we have NT Greenwings looking solid. Even against, and I hate to say it, lower tier people, or someone maybe not as grouped up and have communication issues, they're laying down a clinic right now.
Absolutely.
We just saw in the last game, I want to say Sloth Esports, slowly going down against Columbia College Silver, but even then they look very shaky. So seeing this happen, it's going to be extremely difficult to say who's going to come out on top anymore.
Yeah.
Like, NT, they're making a very, very good case for this.
Yeah, and you talked about the teams to watch as MT and RMU, but I think it's doing Zenith injustice if we leave them out.
As well, yeah. Zenith having a very big name in this whole tournament as well. One of the top contenders, and I would say they were actually the first ones, I think, to finish their game.
Yeah.
Their set. First ones to finish, shortest game time. That is insane to think about.
Yeah.
Now the biggest question is, what are they going to decide to... What are they going to decide to do now? They basically have the game on a platter. They can decide to take any objective that they want at any time. This is almost a 10k lead at 27 minutes. What do you think they're going to do?
Well, I think now that they have the Baron, they're going to keep Sivir down in this bot lane to push out towards the tower, using her W to push very quickly and take down towers very quickly.
Blades.
But I think they are going to stick with a 4-1 and maybe look for a pick in this red side jungle.
It actually looks like they might be stacking a 5-mana Syndra starts roaming down as well. They do find Bradford. Bradford, you're a little bit too far out. You get popped. That's what they were looking for. And even Redemption kind of laid down. I don't think that was necessary from Karma. You already knew you were dead.
Yeah.
So they go down as well. They didn't burn any ultimates for it as well. But look at this wave. This massive wave. Instantly obliterated. And there you go. Look at Neil and just that was just a cue. Dem boys taking a few picks in the backline. Don't think that's gonna do any real damage.
Yeah.
But not a bad choice. It's just they are going to have to deal with probably leaving this tower. I don't think they're gonna be able to do anything about it.
I want to see Kha'Zix threaten to flank around this entryway up here.
That'd be interesting.
That's a very scary flank if you get Maokai and Kha'Zix up there, maybe running a duo team.
Frat dude getting picked off. Great kill. Great double bomb from Masterlink. This is turning into a very can I hit the target Masterlink getting locked up, but they did lose their massive damage. This is again the issue again. They did double up and unfortunately he goes down. In the backline, Kha'Zix, here he comes. Apathetic Feeder showing off his skills. Hop, skip, and a jump away. And they come out with 4.
Full ace.
Actually, he's going for it. He might get another kill here. Actually misses. There you go.
There, it's the full ace.
Gets the kill. They're going to push in. And that was looking so good for Lil Piggy Boyz.
It really did. It looked really good after catching out Frat Dude and landing a double bomb onto Xanok very, very early on into the fight. But they just couldn't capitalize.
Yep,
the
they
gold
did
lead
their
is
best.
Just too much.
And Kha'Zix, 5-0-7 again. Very, very high KDA coming in for him. This is a champion that you can't give to him, I feel. Either you take it away, and this is something the other teams will note. Either take it away from him, or let it go, or ban it out.
Yep.
And that's your only 2 options, unless you have a way to shut it down. And they might, honestly. We'll see how it goes. But so far, he is making his case for an instant ban Kha'Zix against them.
He's looking very strong and very consistent.
I think through all the games he has not died so far. In both games so far, he has not died.
That might be correct.
Yeah, he's doing very, very well.
I can't think of a time last game that he died, but I'm not crystal clear on my memory.
Yep, and so we are looking towards it right now. And so we're gonna get going here, but that bottom inhibitor is open.
Yep, and we see as Kha'Zix and Maokai actually looking towards the top lane on Neil, who is pushed out a little farther than he should be with no outer tower. Lands the taunt, actually, but Kha'Zix is chasing him
And
down.
look at that damage coming in right now. So much damage. A pathetic feeder says, no, I'm bringing back up. Neil, you are dead. Kneel before your master. I'm trying so hard right now. I'm trying so hard right now, and it's coming out just flat, and I'm so sad right now.
They traded a mid lane tower, though.
They did trade, but again, this is the inside route to the top lane. They are going to have a lot of issues if they do not recall right now and deal with this, because their tank is dead. Rengar is not a tank. Zillion is not a tank. They're squishy. They're going to lose this tower and more.
Yep, Greg actually looking to kill the dragon while his team tries to defend the base. And it should work, seeing how that minion was alone and
Poor and defenseless. Gets bombed to death. And again, I have to point out though, Masculine's Zillion has been on point.
it has.
It's been
These double bombs
fantastic.
are absolutely right where they need to be.
And it's unfortunate because they just can't capitalize on top of it. His chronos just have been on point. His double bombs have been on point, and here we go again. Dem Boys taking so much work. A double stun onto that bot lane, and Dem Boys getting again the double ultimate. And Rengar actually in the back lane gets Syndra. Syndra has nothing there. They're looking for the
goes
someone.
low.
They're fighting under a tower here. This is exactly what Lil Piggies want. There we go. Kha'Zix in the backline has to peel away though. They just got the tower. And that is a 1-for-1 so far. This is not what you want, though. You don't want to let them reset. They're going to lose the inhibitor. Are they going to follow up? Shen's looking for it,
The Dream has Guardian Angel.
and they just have to leave
So
it.
never mind. I was gonna say they could re-engage if they wanted to using the Dream's Guardian
Yeah,
Angel.
but they don't have to. Baron's coming up in 30 seconds. They play the macro game. They say, we don't need that. We already have 2 inhibitors down. We can just wait for Baron, end it nice and calm. And this is something that you don't see very often. Someone saying, let's not rush, let's wait and play it safe. And it's done wonders for them.
It has. I mean, it's slowly pushed them out. Not very, it doesn't look pretty, but they have slowly worked themselves up to a 12,000 gold lead over this game. Even without super fancy plays.
Yep. And actually, well, okay, let's not take away from how well their team fighting is. That was some pretty dang fancy plays.
Yeah,
but
the double the scatter of the week was pretty good.
I'm talking about the early team fights that they had. Those were fantastic.
Those were as well. Nothing to take away
fantastic a lot.
from their
And
team
here we go.
fight.
Apathetic Feeder decides, Jin, you're not going to survive. Does get the chrono ship, but I still think that's going to be a death there. Yep, he's going to go down. Actually, both carriers are down. So that's going to be a very big issue.
That could
Oh,
be an
Lulu.
easy end of the game.
Lulu, you poor thing. The cat has its claws in you. You are going to go down.
It's gone.
And that's a 3-for-1. Syndra, I guess, on the backside actually got killed again. And I feel like, yeah, Syndra, unfortunately, a lot of people would at this time build a Zanya's Hourglass, which is what I would prefer, but went full damage, so still a very squishy target. And Rengar was trying to make the most of it. Oh, good sidestep, Neil.
Syndra,
That was your one chance to do something, and you have somehow messed it up. You are going to go down here. They're actually going to go for kills here. Just Kha'Zix said
absolutely brutal.
no. And there you go. NT Greenwings move on to quarterfinals. And that is 2-0.
Yeah,
Again, 2 quite convincing games and fantastic scorelines as well.
absolutely.